Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I have filmed a video in so ridiculously long that I don't even remember if I know how to talk on camera anymore. Recently, I walked into my local Aritzia store and I kid you not, although it's like 30 degrees here in Toronto, I think like a third of the store was taken over by Super Puffs. So they got a ton of Super Puffs in, and actually the reason why I even went in there was because I wanted to get a little puff. I wanted to get a little puff, which is their thinner Super Puffs that are more meant for like the fall time. I think the temperature that was meant for was around like 0 degrees, which was perfect. And because I saw so many Super Puffs, I was like, okay, maybe this is the time when people do start considering investing in a new winter jacket. So I pretty much have almost all the variations of the Super Puff now. I have 4 puffers to show you guys. 3 are from the Super Puff line and 1 is the Cloud Puff from Wilfred. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And I did purchase them throughout the years. I think my earliest one was back in 2019 and I purchased one earlier this year, and the little puff just recently. So there might be some little changes in the features of these puffers, because I know Aritzia do tend to refresh them every year, so some of the features might be outdated. When I went into the stores a few days ago, I did give the other puffers that I already own from previous season a try, and it feels like the fit is still more or less the same. So I think, you know, for the sake of this video, if you're just wondering what size you should be getting or how the fit is like, it's still very relevant. But I forgot to check for the little features, so that might have changed. One thing that I noticed is that the logo on the Super Puffs, not including the little puff, but the actual Super Puffs have changed. It's not the flowery TNA logo that we're used to anymore. It's like a fat snowman, I think, kind of logo. So yeah. We do have a lot to cover today, so let's just get right into it. And before I continue, I just want to say that for all the try-ons that I'll be doing, I will be wearing a relatively thinner sweater and also pretty much like a bulky and oversized sweater underneath all the jackets, just to show you guys. You know, that's just like the normal thing to do when you try on a jacket, just to see how much you can fit under the jacket. So yeah, let's start off with the newest one that I have, which is the Little Puff. And this is the one that I just picked up. I haven't really worn it yet. I literally picked it up a few days ago. The tag is still on here. The one that I have here is the new Little Puff, and I know on the website there are actually 2 Little Puffs. There's the Little Puff and the new Little Puff, and the new one is what I have. I don't really know how like the non-new one looks like. So the one that I have here is in the size double extra small in the color black. And for the Little Puff, they don't really have that many choices with regards to the fabric. There isn't like a matte one or a shiny one, so this is just purely the black one, and it looks like it's got a pretty good shininess to it. It's not too shiny, it's definitely not matte. It's a very versatile. I don't think this would offend anyone. So one thing I do want to note is that if you are one of those people who have a broader shoulder or a bigger chest than what I have, and I'll have all my stats down in the description bar, you might find that the chest area here, where your shoulder area is, just like ever so slightly constrained. I wouldn't even use the word constrained because that's kind of like an overstatement. I definitely don't feel constrained in them, but you know, when I do like this kind of movement in it, even when I was just wearing a t-shirt, I do feel like just a tiny bit of something, you know. It's definitely not constrained. I mean, it is kind of stretchy and the material is thin, so nothing's really constraining my movements, but you know, it's still enough that I do want to mention that, especially if you have bigger chest. So yeah, but other than that, there's plenty of room in the torso area. And when I did try on the extra small size, it did feel like it was just too puffy and bulky around my body and my waist. So it didn't look as flattering, and I figured if I'm wearing something thin like this, chances are I might not be wearing a really thick sweater. So hopefully, and I think I should be fine. And another thing to note, that the Little Puff still has the original TNA logo. I guess that this one is not really Super Puff enough to be counted as part of their new Super Puff collection or Super World collection. So they're still using the old TNA logo. But yeah, just in case the new logo really bothers you, because one of my friends, Jenny, she said she really doesn't like the new logo. mean, there's like really nothing more or nothing less that you need. It's a very no frills kind of jacket. It's pretty much got everything you need. It's got a hood, it's got nice pockets, the zippers are really smooth, and also the length of the sleeves are extremely great, which is kind of rare for me, especially when it comes to outerwear. Usually outerwear sleeves are pretty much always too long for me, but somehow these ones are just perfect. So yeah, I think this is like a really classic and a very staple kind of piece that if you're considering, you should definitely give this a try. Coming up next is this Super Puff in the normal length. And I have this in the high shine material in the color plum, and I picked this up I think the beginning of this year, like the very beginning, probably like in January, so it's still technically last winter, and that's when I got this. And I have this also in a double extra small. So I love the color. It's such a beautiful and unique color, and as you guys can see from the try on, that this one is noticeably bigger and puffier in every way compared to the little puff. I have absolutely no problem fitting any of my sweaters under this. I also love the length of this puffer. I love that it kind of dips at the back just so enough that it covers my butt in the winter. It really helps. And something that I really love about this jacket is that it's got this micro suede little sleeve liner over here, and it's also got a thumb hole. I usually always use the thumb hole on these jackets just because this part is pretty long, and the sleeves on these are, I guess, a bit too long for me. So when I don't use the sleeves over here, when I just like bunch this up at my wrist, I do kind of feel like this is a bit too tight and it doesn't feel comfortable around my wrist. And I also love the interior lining of the jacket. It's also got that same micro suede kind of material that makes your hands feel really warm in the winter time. And some other features that I can think of, it's got a huge pockets on the inside of this jacket. It very well fits my phone, and even the inside of this pocket has got this very cozy lining inside, which I absolutely love. And it's just got, you know, some drawstrings that you can tighten up at the bottom so that that wind doesn't really seep in. And also, I guess this one is kind of typical. It's got this thing around your hood so that you can tighten your hood around your head. And the hood is also removable on this one. I personally never removed it, but the option is there if you want to remove it. So yeah, overall, I really love this jacket too. I've only worn this for half a winter since I got it this winter. I'm sorry, the last winter, but so far I really like it. I didn't have any problem with feather shedding, whether it's on the inside or outside, or any feathers coming out from the seams. So we're moving on fairly quickly here. And this is the Super Puff Long that I purchased back in, I want to say 2019. And I believe the color or the fabric that I have is soft shine, which honestly, there's like no shine to this. It looks quite matte to me, so I don't know where like they're getting the shyness from, but yeah, I have it in the color black. And before I go on, let me see if I can just show you guys. So the feather shedding is the biggest issue that I have with the long version, at least the version in 2019. I'm not sure if they have fixed it in the coming years for this fabric specifically, because honestly this fabric feels way thinner than the high shine fabric. Even just touching it, I feel like, yeah, like the outer shell is just way too thin for how I guess how tough the stems of the goose down is. And there's definitely a lot of little feathers just poking out of the seams, and I don't know, it's just really making the jacket look not as expensive. But anyways, aside from that, I have this in a size triple extra small, and as you guys can see, triple extra small is still huge on me. I can literally fit anything that I want to under this. I don't think I've ever purchased a sweater or like a zip up or anything that doesn't fit under this. I think maybe once when I had a sweater that had a huge balloon sleeve, it felt kind of like stuffy in the arm area, but in terms of like the body, I never had any problem fitting literally anything under this. I was actually looking for a really long down jacket back then when I purchased this, because I was going into work every day, and I'm someone who liked to wear skirts even in the winter time, paired with like a semi-sheer pantyhose or something with a nice pair of boots. I thought something that's really long would work really well to cover my legs, to keep me from getting cold, and it did exactly that. It made my legs feel super warm. And I also love how you got this like snap closure on the side, on both sides. And some details on this, this one's also got that sleeve over here that's very cozy, but it doesn't have the thumb hole. I think it's just my version because it was so old. I'm sure if you get it today, they should have it. And the pockets are also lined with that cozy material, and it's also got a huge pocket on the inside, and the hood on these ones are also removable. I think overall, if you like the soft shine version, and if you could confirm with your sales associate or their concierge online that they've actually fixed the issue of the feather shedding, I think this is definitely a great buy and a great investment. Now, I wasn't sure initially if I want to include the Cloud Puff from Wilfred as part of this video, but you know, I figured that it might just help someone, although this one is quite incomparable to all the other ones in terms of style and in terms of the material. And I have this also in double extra small, and I got it in the corduroy material. I actually got this on a steep, very steep discount. I think I got this a few months after I purchased the purple one, I believe. I still remember being at the store thinking that I really don't need to purchase 2 jackets in 1 year, but it was such a good deal, I couldn't pass it up, so I got this one as well. And the color of this one looks really similar to the one that they have online called Amulet Brown, so I think they might be the same color. It looks almost identical. And I really love this color, and I love the corduroy exterior. I think it makes the outfit look so much dressier. The main difference between these, aside from you know, the outer material, is definitely the fit. This one fits a lot shorter than the Super Puff normal version. It's definitely got a much rounded and like a lot of like a ball kind of shape to this. And I remember when I got this, I was so in love with this jacket. I was wearing it like every day, and one day when I met up with a friend, one of my friends said I look like a bear when wearing this, and ever since she made that comment, I kind of like low-key liked it a tiny bit less. But nonetheless, I still really love it. I love the funnel neck that it has. It doesn't have a hood anymore, if that bothers you. Yeah, it doesn't have a hood. It's not tucked inside the funnel neck. That is not the reason why it's so puffy. It's just part of the design. It really keeps my neck really warm, and I don't have to carry a scarf around. And although this is not water repellent, I never had any issue with this thing getting like too soaked or anything, because I do remember like walking in the snow for like 30 minutes wearing this, and I was getting kind of worried. I was like, oh, what if like the water gets into the down and it kind of damages the jacket? But you know, the corduroy is thick enough that it didn't really do that at all. The corduroy on this jacket is amazing. It's very soft and very plushy. So yeah, but because of the short length of the jacket, I do kind of have to be mindful of what kind of top I wear. I don't like the look of having my underlayer showing out of my outer layer. So there's a bit of like a matching to do when I reach for this jacket, which makes it not as versatile as the other ones where everything is just covered up. It all looks pretty streamlined, but not so much with this one. But other than that, I think this is a great jacket, especially if you get it on sale. So that is it for today. And if there's anything that I didn't get a chance to talk about, just leave a question down in the comment section and I will get back to you. So yeah, anyways, have a great week, and I will see you guys very soon. I think I'm back on schedule with posting videos now, and I have a few videos lined up for you guys. So see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.